So there you go, Black Friday in the tropics. You can just see the dogs in the background running around causing chaos. And good morning. Yeah, Black Friday here in November 2017. And if you strain your ears just a little bit, you can probably hear the sound of cash registers all over America going ching, ching, ching. You can hear the hum of the telephone lines as all of the credit card transactions are being put through today. As millions upon millions of Americans go out to buy plastic shit from China for people that they barely know, or maybe they do know them, maybe they know them and love them, but maybe there's a feeling of obligation that they have to go out and buy stuff that they don't necessarily want because Christmas, because Black Friday, because it's what we do. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to kind of be a downer, you know, kind of pissing on your retail therapy. And I don't mean to do that, because if going out and spending money that you don't necessarily have on gifts that people don't necessarily want, if that's your bag, then you go for it. This is America and the land of, you know, the land of the free. You can do whatever your heart's desire is. So, strange really. I don't mean to be negative. But while you're out today spending all these hundreds of thousands of dollars, in fact it's going to be millions, it's probably going to be billions of dollars spent on this stuff today. In big box stores up and down the land, you're going to be buying all kinds of different stuff. Let me just suggest, if you got like $10 spare or $5 spare, go and find a little cuddly toy, or go and find a book, a children's book, all right? Or just buy a gift voucher, $5, $10, doesn't matter. Wherever you happen to be shopping today, buy something extra, one extra thing. Not for the sake of it, right, but for the love of it. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to ask that you do that and bring it into our store, or any of the dropping off points for either Brown Santa or Blue Santa. So today's Black Friday, and next Friday is the 1st of December. And next Friday in my shop, we're going to be drawing our 50-50 raffle. I'm hoping to raise $5,000 for kids this year. Hoping to, and we're getting really close. We've already raffled off a couple of handguns, a couple of 1911s. So we're well into four figures right now, and we've currently got a raffle going for a SIG, a 716 patrol rifle, and a load of SIG swag as well. It's like $2,750 worth of stuff, right? Tickets are $25, and I've still got a handful left. So there's still some of those, tackleberries.com. But forget about that. I mean, that's what we're doing. But what we're actually going to convert that money into is toys. And we're going to take toys to the coast for kids that wouldn't ordinarily get Christmas. All right, that's my plan. So next Friday, right, next Friday is the 1st of December. That's when we're doing the raffle. And then over the course of the weekend, I'm going to go out, probably in the middle of the night, because I tend to be a bit teary when I do this, and buy a whole shit ton of toys. And then on Monday, the 4th of December, I'm going to drive down to the coast. All right, that's the first thing we're going to do. And then obviously Caldwell County and Hayes County, they're going to get theirs given to them a little bit later in the week. But on the 4th of December, our shop's shut. So on the 4th of December, if you want to come and join me, you can. But that's when I'm going to be driving down to Rockport and Corpus Christi to go and drop toys off for the police and sheriff departments there, who provide Christmas to kids who wouldn't ordinarily get it. And those, you remember, there was a hurricane, we called it Harvey, and it smashed the snot out of the coast. And I went down with a load of relief that you very kindly helped me raise. I took a whole load of relief down there and saw it for myself, and it was like a biblical apocalypse. Okay, biblical apocalypse. So, strange thing to talk about today. Books. I saw something really weird, and it was Dolly Parton. Her foundation had donated the gift of learning to a whole load of people, I think in Canada. And it's amazing. And here's the thing, it's not very often that we get to reach out and speak to somebody who's still alive and say thank you to them. So, Mike Reeve, there's still life in the old dog yet. If you see a kind of a beatnik looking guy walking around the streets of Lowestoft, there's this fella who's the same sort of age as my parents, called Mike. Uncle Mike, my godfather. Okay. Now this fella, a huge personality, a real star. Everybody loved him. The life and soul of the party. An artist. I mean, a real artist as well. He worked for Bearol, the guys who make the pens and all the you know, kind of art and craft stuff. He worked for them for many years. But he's a genuine artist and an all-round good guy. He was my godfather, still is, you know. And here's the weird thing. He may not remember this, but apart from all the crayons and stuff that he gave me as a kid, he bought me a book one year at Christmas. He bought me a book. Isn't it weird that I would remember a book at Christmas? And I can tell you now that I remember looking at it when I opened it up and thinking, well, you know, kind of what the fuck's this? Honestly. And it was probably a bit advanced for me, and I didn't actually pick the book up that year. But I picked it up the next year when it was at a time of an emotional low. I remember that as well. It was a time when I'd started to get bullied quite heavily at school, and it was really weird because you kind of retreat into yourself. And you can see I'm a shocking kind of shrinking violet right now, aren't I? However, there was a time that I was heavily bullied as a kid. I was a very small asthmatic child with a stupid name, and people like a weak, kids are vicious, all right? So I started reading this book, and it captured me completely. The book took hold of me, and it really caught my imagination. And when I finished it, I picked up another book and I read that. The second book wasn't quite so good, so I picked up a third book, and the third book was a bit better. And I got in the habit of reading books, and then to this day, if you give me a book, I'll probably sit down and read it cover to cover. I'm recovering from this flu virus like a lot of you guys are as well, and I can tell you the last time that I was this sick, I picked up a copy of The Hunt for Red October, that Tom Clancy novel, yeah? No kidding, and I read it cover to cover while I was sick. I mean, I didn't really put it down, cover to cover, and it's an enormous book. It was an amazing book, and I've got Mike Reeve to thank for that, because Mike gave me a gift, and what he gave me a book to stimulate my imagination. And I suppose it's by using my imagination that I've come up with all this kind of old crap over the weeks and months trying to raise stuff for kids. But it works a bit, and it's really been a big kind of asset to my life to be able to read and comprehend. You never underestimate what it is you're given as a gift, okay? Never underestimate it. And I tell you what, $10 on a book this weekend, if you could do that and drop it into my shop, that could change a kid's life forever, for the better. And we're all about changing people's lives for the better, aren't we? We all want something better. I mean, that's what Thanksgiving yesterday, we all sat around and kidded ourselves that, that we were happy with everything we had. And then today, here we are on Black Friday going out spending money we don't have on stuff we don't need. So I tell you now, rather than buy stuff from obligation, it's so much more rewarding to do it for love. It really is. And if you're doing it for somebody that you've never met, unconditionally just giving them a gift of something that maybe will help change their lives. Well, I'll tell you what, that's what Black Friday could be, isn't it? So that's my little message today. Thank you for listening. You have a great time enjoying your retail therapy. The shop, my shop, the real shop, the gun shop, the only gun shop in San Marcos, right? The only gun shop in San Marcos, Texas. It will be open at 11 o'clock tomorrow. And we'll be joined by Bart and Tim and Dave, all right? And all four of us are going to be in, like the Four Musketeers, selling your guns, all right? So tomorrow. And in the meantime, Mum, if you can reach out to Mike, if you can get him to watch this, I'll never be able to thank him. He changed my life. Thank you.